The courtroom was silent. The air was thick with tension as the judge, an elderly man with a stern face and sharp eyes, prepared to deliver his verdict. The defendant, a man in his mid-40s, stood stiffly at the front, his hands trembling slightly. The jury members exchanged glances, their expressions unreadable. Just as the judge parted his lips to speak, a voice shattered the silence. "Wait!" Gasps rippled through the courtroom. All heads turned toward the source of the interruption. A boy, no older than 10, stood at the back of the room, his small frame barely visible among the towering adults. His wide green eyes burned with determination, his hands clenched into fists, his tiny knuckles turning white. The judge narrowed his eyes. "Young man, you cannot speak during a court proceeding." But the boy took a step forward and shouted 2 words. The moment the words left his mouth, the judge's face went pale. The gavel, gripped tightly in his wrinkled hand, slipped from his grasp and clattered onto the wooden desk. The sound echoed like a thunderclap in the dead silent room. The audience stared, stunned, as the judge's lips quivered. He leaned back in his chair, his chest rising and falling rapidly as if struggling to breathe. The boy's mother rushed to grab his arm, trying to pull him back, but he stood firm, his gaze locked onto the judge. Whispers spread like wildfire through the crowd. What did the boy say? Why did it shake the judge so much? And most importantly, what did it mean? 2 weeks earlier, the boy had been living a simple life. His name was Ethan Reynolds, a bright-eyed kid from a small town in Georgia. He had always been known for his kindness, the type of boy who helped neighbors carry groceries and never ignored a stray dog on the street. But life had been hard lately. His mother, Anna, worked 2 jobs just to keep food on the table. His father had disappeared 5 years ago, and though people whispered different rumors about what had happened to him, Ethan had never stopped hoping he would come back. One afternoon after school, Ethan had been walking home when he saw an old man struggling to push a cart of cardboard boxes up the sidewalk. Without hesitation, Ethan rushed over to help. "Here, sir, let me do it." The man looked at him with tired, grateful eyes. "That's mighty kind of you, son." They walked together, the wheels of the cart rattling against the cracked pavement. As they reached the top of the slope, the man turned to him and asked, "What's your name?" "Ethan," he replied. The man nodded. "Good name. Strong name." He paused, then his voice turned quiet. "You believe in doing what's right, don't you, Ethan?" Ethan nodded without hesitation. "My mom says I always should."